Hi, this is Gary Kay. We are here live at TEC 2021 in Denver, Colorado. Combo show between PSA and USAV. And they have a new president, Matt Barnette, and I'm talking to him right now, CEO I should say. Matt, it's good to meet you.
Great to be here, Gary. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, as you just took over the role in January, so this is technically your first live event, right?
My first live event of being at PSA, and I think the first in the industry, so we're real excited to have a crowd here.
You are. This, in fact, is the first significant live event in the industry. Over 300 people here over the course of the 2 days. And really nice design, socially distanced, everyone is comfortable. Lots of smiles. I think a lot of people are just happy to be talking to each other in person.
Seen a lot of excitement with the crowd. We really only wanted to bring in the executive track in person, so it was really tilted towards the upper management and owners of these integration companies. And it's been really exciting to see them so thrilled to be out and mixing and mingling and meeting some new people at the been locked down for over a year, so you can tell it's time.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think the networking experience is even more important than anything right now. Although there are some really neat new products here, especially the over the network products. Seems to be about 50% of the products that are here right now that I'm seeing that are new. I want to talk to you about sort of PSA and USAV combined organization. I think there's a lot of synergy between the organizations that it's natural. AV into the security companies, security into the AV companies. What's your charge with regard to that, or what's sort of your vision for that?
Yeah, it's an interesting mix. So, our core mission is really to help the integrators be more successful. And so it really doesn't matter if they're in the AV or the security space. We're providing education and networking and financial mechanisms to help them be successful in their markets. We try to help them out in those areas, and whether they want to focus on AV security or combined or hybrid, that's really their choice. I hope we can open up those doors and allow for that cross-pollination if they so choose. But again, to us, it really doesn't matter as far as if they're in AV or security. We're trying to help them help themselves.
Yeah, and this has been sort of the focus for the last 4 or 5 years with that combination of PSA and USAV. You do have a lot of people. You have about 600 people online too, who are here at the show technically. 300 people here live, 600 people online in various ways, watching either live stream sessions or interacting with the manufacturers. A lot of the AV companies decided to do theirs virtual because they still can't get a lot of equipment out of Japan and Korea and other places like that. But the security companies are dominating the show floor space. And as I walk around here, I see a lot of opportunities for AV companies that they probably don't even know exist. Could you tell me sort of like, obviously the industry's going across the network. The security's already been on the network. The AV industry's going on the network. But could you tell me sort of like, if you had to put your crystal ball 5 years from now, if we were walking around this show floor, we weren't hopefully in masks, what would we see? What would this look like? Could you think there'd be a lot of AV companies that are now making security products, or do you think there'll be a lot of consolidation, or do you think there'll be a partnership?
Well, I think there's going to be a combination of all of those things, right? So the technology is definitely more network-centric. I think what I'm seeing in the AV space, which is happening with increased velocity and security, is more of these hosted and managed services. So being able to, I think the pandemic has pushed those even further along in their cycle, and we're starting to see more products along those. So software-driven products that can be managed, configured, troubleshot remotely, and so regardless of what industry or niche the manufacturer may be focused on, I think there's just going to be a lot of across the aisle work going on. Maybe partnerships, maybe private labeling, or just maybe products that are very focused on one area or another. But I think this is a great environment for people to learn what's available and what's out there.
Yeah, actually, you bring up a really good point. I think you are right about that, and I think the pandemic sort of forced us to accelerate that, because to manage the network, we had to be able to do it from anywhere, because we couldn't get people to go back in the office in certain states no matter what we wanted. So this is a great opportunity for you to learn more. We're covering the entire show. We've got our own microsite here, raypubs.com/PSATEC, or you can go to TEC 2021 or you can go to PSA, or you can go to USAV. There are lots of different ways for you to see all this coverage. So, or click on the links with this video. So thanks a lot, Matt. I really appreciate you joining me.
Thanks again, Gary. Thank you.
Congratulations, and I'm excited to be back here next year not wearing a mask.
That's right.
And not struggling talking through a mask. Thanks for watching.